3, 2, 1. Mean green, wicked weed, heavy from the devil's
They
seed.
didn't even play that
Fending
song.
for it every day. You know I want that Mary Jane. That's how I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, to fill the void that we didn't get in
Yep.
Gingerdead versus Evil Bong.
And that was a snippet from the most epic dank song from Full Moon's most dank Kush series of all time.
Puppet Master.
Yes. Welcome back to Nefarious Reels. I'm EB, the evil Bong.
And I'm Gary Busey, the Gingerdead man.
Not the Pillsbury fucking doughboy.
Well, I sure ain't the Pillsbury fucking doughboy. But we're a bad movie podcast, and we watched two bad movies, and now we talk
Ooh.
about them. And Cole will be the one who leads us, cause it's his episode to host, cause he had the
Basically mine to host. Yep, because of
retro.
which I guess we can kick off with right away because I don't think I have too much to talk about with this one.
With Zandalee. But
Yeah.
Nick Cage is in it. You love Nick Cage.
I do love Nick Cage, and I do get some freak out scenes, but
Well, you get a freak out scene.
You
You get like one Nick Cage one. You get one from the other guy though, and he was kind of neat.
Yeah, but it wasn't the same.
I guess that's true. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. You should explain the
let's
synopsis.
Yes. So Zandalee is a 1991 film directed by Sam, not the Pillsbury Doughboy. Either. He's not the Pillsbury fucking Doughboy.
Or is he?
Ooh.
I've never seen a picture of them together before. I'm just saying.
You know, that's true. There is no pic of him on this profile on Letterboxd, so you might be onto something.
Suspicious. Even their names sound similar. Pillsbury Doughboy, the main director's name.
Yep.
Suspicious.
I'm looking at some of his other directing movies, and he made a movie called 15 and Pregnant with Kirsten Dunst.
That sounds like the Lifetime movie.
It kind of does. Okay, so back to Zandalee. So obviously it stars the greatest actor to ever live, Nicolas Cage, who needs to do a movie with David Duchovny at some time. Shocking he hasn't.
Well, eventually. One day.
And then we get the other two parts of our triangle, which is Judge Reinhold, who is I guess it's like Terry. It's like Terry, I think is how they say it.
It's like Theory.
Yeah, a game theory.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
It's a shame that Matt Pat is dead because they canceled him for quitting.
Rest in peace, Matt Pat.
Yep.
Long live in the Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Eating breakfast, the most important meal of the day.
Yep. And then to round out the triangle is Erica Anderson, who plays our titular Zandalee. And she is married to Game Theory. And she's kind of bored of Game Theory because he's just kind of not cool or
he's not doing poems, being poor, writing poetry. Yeah. Now he's rich and successful, and that ain't cool.
Yeah, he's rich, so now he's super cringe and lame, and the sex just isn't good anymore, you know? And Game Theory's good friend, Johnny, played by, obviously, Nicolas Cage, he kind of barges into, well, Game Theory's life and also Zandalee's life, and they pop off on a little affair, and now it's time for Mr. Game Theory to do something, but not really until like the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So what'd you think about this one?
Oh, this film's like super boring. Like, you think that since Nick Cage is in it, you think he would spice things up, but he doesn't really do much other than like forcibly make out with Zandalee. And honestly, I'm gonna be real here. This film is like low key kind of sexist and homophobic, if I'm being honest. Like, think about it.
It's not Nick Cage's fault, obviously, but
yeah,
this movie definitely is like super. It felt like watching a softcore porn.
Like, at least Gingerdead Man versus Evil Bong was, like, open with their, like, racism and sexism. I'm just saying, man. But, like the two, like, main
Yeah.
females we see in the movie, one's Zandalee, and her whole character is just like, I do not like theory. I want to bang Nick Cage for this whole movie. And then, oh, no, wait, no, I don't. I'm actually loyal to my theory. Oh, no. Ooh. And then the other character, which is Theory's mom, is just like, yeah, I like banging dudes when I was married to my husband. So what? You should do it as well. Like, that's like their whole character. And then, there's the one gay best friend character, and he's only there to be the gay best friend and to kind of point and laugh
Yeah.
at him because oh look, he's gay, guys. Is that funny? He wears dresses
Yeah,
because he's
gay and he
gay.
dresses in drag, and it's also Joe Pantoliano, which is interesting. There's actually a couple other people in here. We got Marissa Tomei, Steve Buscemi, and you're just like,
Steve
what
Buscemi was
made you
like
do
the
this?
best part of this whole like movie. Like every time he showed up, I like smiled because like, oh look, it's
Mm-hmm.
Steve Buscemi, and then he'll say something that's actually a little fun. Like the scene when he's running from the cops to the TV, and he's just like, "Hey, how much you want for the TV?" As he's running by her, running past Zandalee,
Mm-hmm.
and then that actually got like me to smile a little bit, like made me feel like it, like a genuine like good emotion. And instead of me going like, "Oh Jesus Christ, it's only been like 20 minutes," in this 90-minute
90
movie.
minute movie. Oh yeah, there was times I was pausing or just checking out stuff, and I was just like, wait, I still have an hour to go, or yeah, I still have 20 minutes to go, or this movie feels like it should be wrapping up, but it's not, and it's still got 20 minutes. Are you kidding? It's kind of insane how that someone was able to pace a 90-minute movie to make it feel like 2.5 hours somehow.
I mean, it's a genuine skill, and
It is.
like because not a lot happens, but boy, does it feel like a lot of nothing happens. The loop is that Johnny shows up, and then Zandali's like, "Oh my god, it's so hot. I do not want to have the sex with you, but also I must have the sex with you." And
Because
Theory's
he's
just
so
like,
irresistible.
and Johnny's just like, "Theory, you've changed. You used to do neato theories like who has the biggest cup size out of all the video game princesses, and like if you would survive a fall into a hay bale, Assassin's Creed style. But now you only do FNAF videos. You're not cool anymore."
It's super cringe.
And
And you're also not cool as a cool artist as I am either.
he's just like, "I'm doing it because I'm trying to keep the business going.
The family business, because my dad is
My dad is dead.
Minecrafted. He died by playing too much Minecraft.
He theoried too hard to the sun." And then his mom's just like, "Oh, yeah, you should totally cheat on my son because it's cool. Cheating is cool, guys."
Yeah, cheating is cool, everybody. Whatever
I
anyone
used,
else says, no.
yeah, like, in fact, I cheated on my husband with another man, and I haven't seen him since after my husband died. And Sandy's like, "You know what? You should invite him over for dinner." And then I was like, wait a fucking second. That's Dr. Ahaz from Puppet Master 3 Toulon's Revenge, directed by David Ducato. You can't fool me, motherfucker. Trying to slip one by me.
Yeah, no way anyone can pass any David Ducato actor behind
Yeah,
your
get
back.
out of here, Ian Abercrombie. You can't escape the fact that you're in Puppet Master 3 Toulon's Revenge.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Someone just tried to pass that
Someone
behind you.
cancel him. Cancel him right now.
Okay, I wouldn't say cancel. Let's just say,
Throw him
you know,
directly into the sun. We don't need him anymore.
there. Sure.
Actually, when did this come out? Am I just insulting a
91.
guy? Okay, let's see. When did Puppet Master 3 come out? Because I might be ragging on this guy for like no real reason, and I'm just being the asshole here. Let's see. Puppet Master 3 91 actually. So
Oh, same year.
we have to dig deeper. Okay, so that, and then I gotta scroll down to Zandalee. Okay, so Zandalee got like an earliest release was in like May of 91. Oh, and for Puppet Master, its earliest release was in Japan on May 1st. No. That's theatrical, but the earliest release it got was a physical release in October 17th, so I guess we can spare him of beating
Okay,
the
I
shit out of
guess.
this man. We do not have to kill him.
Good. You can put the crowbar away now.
I can put it down. Oh, you're spared this time, Ian Abercrombie.
Now, as you excuse me, I will go slowly caress myself on my bed with my tidy whities on. A bee and a gigantic mutant killer bee watches me. All right, so
Oh,
back
I thought you
to
were
the
really gonna do
movie.
it.
Oh
I was
no.
I was very ready to just to have 10 minutes of silence so you can be watched. I mean, that bee's gonna die in that weather you're having, so you
That is
know. So
true.
honestly, it's more of like a nice gesture of like fulfilling its last wishes. But back to Zandalee. I
Yep.
did I already say that I tried looking up the name to see if it meant anything, but everything just pointed to back to the movie.
Oh,
I don't know. Maybe I'll try. Let me try it again. Because maybe Zandalee secretly means like infidelity or cheat on your husband or something.
yeah. You know what they say? If you don't, if you fail once, give up.
Okay, here we go. The meanings of names. Uh, okay, so there's user suggested meanings. Like I have this
Okay.
thing called names.org, and like most of this stuff is like irrelevant stuff. I just want to know what the meaning of Zandalee is.
And it's not giving you it. That's sad.
It's giving me like a billion other things. I'm sure if I keep looking. Oh, here's a fun thing. The highest recorded use of the first name Zandalee was in 1992 with a total of 11 babies. So apparently
What?
Zandalee was so popular that literally 11 people named their child
Oh,
after them.
11 people were so moved by this movie. They were like, hey, I'm going to go name my kid Zandalee.
I mean, 11 people loved the movie enough to name their child that. That's more than I would have guessed would have been.
Sounds like child abuse to me. Do you think we can classify that as child abuse?
Okay, so I found users submitted meetings. So 4 submissions from South
Oh,
Africa agree the name Zandalee means love child and is of Greek origin. Uh, a user from Indiana, US says the name Zandalee is of American origin and means lovely. And a submission from Australia says the name Zandalee means beautiful and is of African Dutch origin.
African Dutch Oregon.
Yeah, it was origin, but I read it wrong. I read it as
Yeah,
Oregon.
I got you.
You got me. Thank you. I'm glad
Yep,
you got me. You got me?
I got
Yeah.
you.
But movie.
Yeah, I guess to the movie. And oh yeah, also I guess this movie takes place in New Orleans, but I mean, I guess you get some of like the shots in like, Bourbon Street in the city, but it doesn't feel like a movie that should be in New Orleans. It just felt like it was in just the back alley of some other neighborhood, and then you're just like, oh, we gotta put this in a city, so let's do New
Let's do
Orleans.
New Orleans because it rains there pretty bad
Yeah,
sometimes, so we can have
it
that.
yes, it definitely rains there.
I will admit, I did like the very beginning of the movie because it starts with like you see the big city, but then it just pulls further back
Yep.
to like a more like slummy or gross, disgusting part of New Orleans, and it was all downhill from there after that.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh no!
I
Don't fall
mean,
asleep. If you fall asleep in the cold, you die.
I'm in my house. I'm okay.
Okay, but just like as a heads up.
All right. So yeah, the movie starts in New Orleans because I guess they had to set it in some city, and we first meet Zandalee and
Zandalee
Theory.
and
Right.
Theory, Game Theory,
I
Mad
was like,
Pack.
I couldn't even remember his name for a second. I was like, oh god, it's spelled so stupidly though. Yes. We're gonna call him that. Game Theory and Zandalee, and at some point they just start, getting naked because this movie is slightly horny. Lots of boobs and butts and but no showing of penis, so the director's already a coward.
Yeah. Thinking about it, might be early to call, but this film has way more in common than with Gingerdead Man and Evil Bong than I think we're giving it credit for.
What do you mean?
Well, there's like you said, there's a lot of boobs in this movie, A lot of boobs in Gingerdead Man vs. Evil Bong. Both
True.
films are very sexist.
Sexist.
This
Not
film's
as racist in. No, they just switch out the They just switch out the homophobia
Nick.
for
Well,
racism
Nick
in,
Cage does do blackface though.
I guess, near the end, which is yeah.
So it's like just switch out the race they use for it.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's yeah, well that's really the main things, but they both are terrible. That's another thing that we can put
Yeah,
on the list.
they're bad movies. You know, there's another thing that I mean,
Things happen in the
they're both
movie.
yep, things happen. They're both about 90-ish minutes, give or take. You know, you might add some minutes here, subtract some minutes there. They're movies.
They're movies, yeah. There's a
Yep.
runtime. They both use letters to spell out the title of their movie.
Mm-hmm.
But Zandalee,
Yeah, Zandalee.
basically, yeah, the whole movie is really just, Zandalee wants to fuck Johnny, then she is upset about fucking Johnny because she loves Theory, and then Johnny's just like, you want me over Theory, and Theory's just like, my wife's cheating on me. And then that's that for like most of the movie to like the end where they like
That
go on
is
a trip.
basically the movie. It's just a bunch of back and forth, especially with Zandalee just going, "Oh, I don't want Johnny. I want Johnny. I don't want him. Now I want him." I mean, he grabs me by the shoulders while I'm while I'm running and by the chapel. I mean,
I
what's more sexy than that? Having sex in a church.
I think we owe like Color of Night an apology because I'd rather watch that again than watch Zandalee
Color of
again.
Night, at least you could follow the story, I guess.
At least in
There was more of a story to it, though.
Color of Night had more engaging. Color of Night had a snake jump scare and a pretty nice car chase. Bruce Willis almost gets crushed by a car.
Yeah,
There's an attempt of a mystery. Technically, if I
I
watch the
guess.
director's
Yep.
cut, we do see Bruce Willis dick apparently. So,
Oh, fuck yeah. Well, that's more brave. At least it's in some kind of cut of the
like,
movie.
I think of all the erotic thriller movies we've seen, this one's the worst. Of like Color of Night, Bolero, Ghost Can't Do It. All of them better than Zandalee.
I would agree so.
Like Nick Cage getting like really mad and putting on blackface means nothing when we're already practically at the end of the movie at that point.
And then it's
Like
just
it
like
doesn't
you
make
don't
up for
really
the hour
care.
and like 15 minutes of like nothing you forced me through.
Yeah, it's kind of bad.
Well, I can't fully be mad at it. I did genuinely think it was hilarious when Theory and Johnny just start dancing for like no reason. It's like, let's show this
I
bitch
did
how
like
it's
that.
done.
And then I thought, what if they got together at the end just to show Zandalee, hey, fuck you.
But nah, Game Theory
You can't
just
pick between us. You can't have either of us.
Game Theory just decides to drown because he's like, you know what? I'm done. I'm quitting this
Yeah,
relationship.
he's gonna Minecraft himself.
I'm quitting our relationship, Zandalee YouTube, and that's Zandalee's last name. You know,
Oh,
that's her maiden last name. So you know
that's where YouTube came from.
yeah,
Got
Zandalee
it.
invented YouTube, or at least she would have if she wasn't like brutally murdered at the end. Because remember how Johnny doesn't pay off like this Paul guy money for drugs?
Yeah,
Well,
and
I
then
hope you were paying attention to that because that's
oh,
what
sorry,
happened.
spoiler alerts, everybody. I'm just doing my best impression of Sardonicast when they're deep into spoilers. It's like, oh, spoilers.
You know, in case you didn't know.
Yeah, obviously. But yeah, that was honestly like the funniest thing when, like, you know, after, you know, Game Theory Minecrafts himself in the water, and then they just start, and, you know, we got Zandalee and Johnny in the room in his place, and then she like just walks out in one of his shirts, and then that one guy's like, Johnny, you should have paid the money, and he's like, bang,
And then he started blasting, pow,
shoot your
pow.
girl. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he just goes, you should have paid it. You should have paid the money, Johnny.
Yep, you should have paid the money, Johnny. And also, just in the city where a bunch of people are around that could see that. Nah, he doesn't care. It was honestly kind of funny when the dude's like, just blasting, and he doesn't care if he gets caught or not.
Pow pow. You
How?
know what would have made this film better? You replace Nick Cage as Johnny. Replace it with Tommy Wiseau, and this would actually be like a million times better. It's just like, oh, this is just my modern interpretation of my art. I don't know why. I just like because like Nick Cage is really like restrained and pulled back in this. You need like an
Yeah.
overacting. You really need to sell the charisma. You can't just make Nick Cage look sexy and just bank on that for a whole movie.
Yeah, that is like the biggest downgrade. You just kind of have him there. Like he's doing, nothing too extravagant or noteworthy. He's just kind of, yeah, like I said, he's just there.
Like I said, you
There's
needed Tommy Wiseau. Like imagine the lunch scene where Nick Cage goes into game theory and he's just like,
Yep.
"Oh, you're going out for lunch." He's like, "Oh, I got business." I can go, "Oh, I got business to attend to." Oh, are you? What are you? You're
I
not
got
gonna.
business to attend to.
And then he's just like, "Oh, you're not gonna like eat." I'm not hungry right now. Like I can imagine,
Oh,
like because you could see it now. Tommy Wiseau
yeah,
as
I can see
Johnny
it.
in Zandalee.
Wow.
Hey, pick a card. Okay, let's see it. Is this your card? It's cra- I'm good. Oh, Paula knows I'm good. It's a good trade. There's no honest work in this town anymore. That's not
Stop
true,
playing
Johnny.
psychologist with us.
God, now I wish we should try to get a Zandalee remake and we should get Tommy Wiseau in it. It's like, okay, it's this guy. He has an affair with his wife. Because it is kind of similar to The Room when you think about it. A woman having an
Yeah,
affair with a man and it's his best friend. Oh my god.
and she's cheating on somebody who's named Johnny.
Only it's like the reverse.
Well,
She's cheating on someone who's named Johnny.
yes, that's what I meant.
Yeah, in Johnny's theory.
And
And
Johnny has a best friend.
Theory kills himself technically in the movie. Or that's how they seem
Oh
to try to pitch it.
my
It is all
God.
connected.
Sorry, this movie's a masterpiece now. I'm sorry.
No. You can't say that because that's not Tommy Wiseau. That's Nick Cage being restrained. Don't give credit. If you want to watch a good version of Zandalee, watch The Room, okay? But specifically watch it in a crowded theater because that experience is so great.
With plastic spoons in your hands.
Oh yeah, definitely. Remember to bring the spoons. Don't be like me. I
Bring the
didn't bring them,
spoons.
but I got someone. The person in front of me was throwing spoons. He gave me some of his, and I'm always thankful for that.
When I went, they handed us spoons, so
Nah, you had to bring your own spoons.
damn.
I didn't
Yeah,
think of it at the
they
time.
handed it out to us, so
Oh,
interesting.
lucky.
Yeah.
What you're saying is that I should go up to where you're at in your negative like 20-degree weather to watch The Room in the theater the right way.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I mean, I don't know when they're showing the room again, but you know.
Eventually,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Same theater as saw Neil Breen in.
Yeah, you rub it in, bastard.
Yep, gonna keep rubbing that in.
Rub it in forever. Oh yeah. Well, in my theater, I saw. Okay, go fuck yourself. How about that? Anyway,
Okay.
Zandalee. Aren't we supposed to be talking about
Yes,
Zandalee?
Zandalee. Yes, we are talking about Zandalee. And I mean, we kind of just, said we just basically described the entire movie because, again, like, what is there other than just back and forth debating on cheating and going, oh, do I go back to game theory or do I go to Johnny because he's so
hot and he's an artist and he's poor.
And yeah, he's a man and an artist, and that's sexy.
Except I also get really upset when other girls are calling and hooking up with him. And then I get so mad, and I'm going to flip a table, and I'm going to throw a pin on his bed, and we'll see how much he likes it.
Yeah. So yeah, he sucks, but then, oh, he's so dreamy.
Also, did this film feel like it was starting getting a little grapey at points? Because, Johnny really
Okay.
throws himself onto Zandalee.
Oh no, it definitely does.
Like, that is, in fact, probably the impression they were going for. But, still, I think it's a way more than they intended it to feel like. Then again,
Yeah.
that might just be me. But,
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. But it definitely was not
like,
comfortable
it did it. I'm
most of
guessing
the
this
time.
film did not live up to your expectations of what you were hoping for.
Yeah, mostly for the Nick Cage isms. And I
Definitely,
was like, the one freak out, I'm like,
that's it. He just does black. I mean, he did do blackface. He gave it his all. I definitely was not expecting that, but like I said, you can't save the hour 15 you made me sit through to get to that.
super shameful.
Yeah, really upsetting. Like this is the worst performance of his than Outlast, and he's only in Outlast for like what, like 10, 15 minutes.
I was about to say, yeah, like 10 minutes.
He was barely in it, but man, the 10 minutes he's in, you remember it. I barely remember Outlast, but I remember fucking flies on a pig ass and him like screaming a lot when his wife died. His
Yep.
wife.
And then, Anakin Skywalker bringing peace, balance, justice, and stability to his new empire. Yeah,
Yeah,
super fun.
real tragic. This very boring, homophobic, sexist movie was bad, unfortunately.
Shocker. Like, we were both surprised by that.
Yeah.
We did not think it would happen.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, honestly, even like Zandalee, Nick Cage, a weird cheating threesome. In my brain, I
Mm-hmm.
thought, oh, this is gonna be at least kind of interesting. Like in your review, you said multiple Nick Cage freakouts, and I was so confused by it when I watched the movie. I was like,
One was
"There's
like
the one."
super mild, but it felt enough to me where I was like, okay, I got like a slight one along with the main one.
Which one is it? Because I do not remember it at all.
Oh, fuck, you have to make me remember.
Oh, you're
Let's.
the one who says it happened. I'm saying there's
Yeah,
only one. You're saying there's two.
hang on. I gotta. Oh, God, I wrote way too many notes on here. Now I can't even remember where it
Like, you
was.
can't get mad at me, man.
What's
I'm
advice?
standing by the
No.
right. There's just one.
Okay.
Did you
I'm
find
trying
it?
to remember the. I'm trying to remember where the scene was, but obviously the first one was. I mean, obviously the first meltdown freak out, I guess you could say, was when they were in the church before,
And when he
hanky
just
panky
starts
time.
when he starts yelling a bit, he's just like, "Oh, strike me
Yep.
down, God."
Yeah, you got that. And then it was after the Minecraft, drowning Minecraft, and then, Steve Buscemi shows up at Game Theory's grave where Zandalee is. Oh yeah, and that was the paint scene. That was with the paint.
Yeah,
When he started ripping all the paint down and
and then doing blackface.
yeah, because he was just
He was just
kind of
so
not taking
mad.
the death right, obviously. Almost kind of like Johnny from The Room when he
Hmm.
started ripping apart his whole room.
It's
He was
definitely a
ripping
lot.
the room apart.
It was definitely a lot like Tommy Wiseau, except Tommy Wiseau did it better. That's so sad. Imagine saying, "Oh, Tommy Wiseau did a better Zandalee performance than Nick Cage did." Like, damn.
That's kind of more funny when you think about it.
True, but like still.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything you have? Well, no, that's not my question to ask. It's yours. It's your episode.
Yeah, anything else you got to say,
Uh,
or just want to move on to
uh,
the greatest full moon crossover of all time?
all I have left to say about Zandalee is that I'm glad I didn't spend like $70 on a DVD copy of this like they were selling and just decided to rent it on Amazon because who boy I would have hated myself so much if I spent that much money for that kind of shit. And I can't wait to buy it like in a couple weeks. Anyway,
Fun.
yep, that's all I got to say.
Yeah, so I guess now that we're done with, Zandalee, we are on to the next movie, which is your pick, obviously Ninjadi. So
Mhm.
take it away.
All right, so I chose Gingerdead Man versus Evil Bong because we saw the Gingerdead Man movies, so we
Yep.
really had no more excuses to avoid recommending this. Uh,
Yep.
but Gingerdead Man versus Evil Bong is basically now Lornell is running the weed shop, and down the street the was Sarah
Sarah
Lee.
Lee.
Yeah, Sarah Lee. She's got a bakery down there now, and Gingerdead Man is currently chilling off in like the Bahamas, for some reason. Even though he was killed like this is like his like fourth iteration now.
Yeah,
That's
fourth
all.
iteration, and he's like basically been killed almost every
In every
time.
Gingerdead
So
Man movie, he's been like murdered, so it's kind of weird that he's back again. But he wants to go kill Sarah Lee, and so because if he does, then he'll get his body back or something like that.
he'll become a real boy again.
Yeah, he'll become a real boy, and also EB is also there doing some things, and
Yeah, and Larnell's got her hidden
yep,
in his
and
office.
yeah, and then things happen, including some sexism and some racism. Uh, but you know,
As usual, per Charles Band.
it's not usual. Like let's this is only like what like
Directing Charles Band.
this is only like what like the second time so far. Like first time weird one off, second time coincidental, third time then I'm gonna be suspicious. I don't know.
I mean, he made that Ooga. There's that Ooga Booga thing that apparently is supposed to be kind of racist.
I mean, we don't know though. We don't know. It could just. We don't know though. We don't know until we see it eventually. Maybe. But what do you think of Gingerdead Man versus Evil Bong, Cole?
It's better than 420. I'll give it that.
Definitely less racist than 420.
Less racist, but still has the racism, and
And
it
less
made me upset.
sellouty than 420.
Yes, less sellouty, but I didn't find it as dumb fun as the third one, the one with the alien bong. I already forgot
Yeah.
what the subtitle was, but
Wrath of Bong.
Wrath of Bong.
Ginger
Thank
Dead
you.
Man 3, Wrath of Bong.
Yes, Gingerdead Man 3 Wrath of Bong. Epic and dank, but yeah, this was just quite, I don't even want to say atrocious. It was just ugh.
Ugh.
Yeah. I don't even have a word for it. It's just yeah, ugh.
Yeah, it's definitely. I can't really call it a letdown because, like I said, it is better than 420, but that's not really. That's not a high bar to like
Yeah, that's
jump.
not.
You don't even have to actively jump. You can just accidentally walk over it. You wouldn't even notice. That's how low to the ground the bar was at that point.
Yeah, I mean, especially for me with Evil Bong 420 is their lowest movie, so
I mean, I was very upset that we did not get a return of like Bacchus
yeah,
or
Alistair.
Alistair or like the third guy who I've stated is like my favorite character and I can't even remember his name.
Yeah, we never got the main gang back together, and it just
And they never come back together.
sucks. I know, very disappointing.
I'm just busy being sad. We did get Lornell back though, and you know the voice of EB is still there. And they got the actual person who played Sarah Lee to come back for this movie, so that's kind of
Well,
cool.
yeah, because she was also Luann in Evil Bong, so
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
so
still,
she takes on a double role.
I will give this. I do unironically like the Sarah Lee scene when she's in the bakery, and they see the newspaper, and she kind of just like the actress who plays Sarah Lee is actually kind of good. Like truly, generally, I enjoyed the scenes where she's just in it because
Okay.
she seems to be she's fun. I like her.
Yeah.
Like she's
She
in there
seems
and she's
the
talking about how
most-
like I have to move on with my life. I can't just let this like take over. And it's like, wow, that's like an actual like story beat in like in the fucking Evil Bong movie.
And then she sees Gary Busey's face. She's like, "Fuck."
She sees in the newspaper. She's real upset that like the newspaper uses the events of the Gingerdead Man for like the killing because she survived the killing in the famous Megan is Missing diner Cadillac Jack's.
Hell yeah.
And, you know, we get a bit of development from her. Like, there's actual kind of growth between Gingerdead Man and this movie. Like, I have to give him credit. I have to give Charles Band and the actress of Sarah Lee, Robin Sidney, credit They actually gave development and like
Mm-hmm.
something good. It's interesting because the Gingerdead Man part of the story has all like the regular bits, and the Evil Bong parts of the story has all the bullshit that we hated.
Yeah, that is kind of funny. And I mean, honestly, Evil Bong as a character is also much more interesting than the Ginger Dead Man. Like, I guess you could say there's even still like mystery behind the Evil Bong,
Well,
but
Evil
then
Bong has like kind of its own
Evil Dead
history.
Ginger Dead is just I'm a serial killer. I mean, yeah, there's lore behind the Evil Bong, but it's more interesting to listen to than I was a former serial killer, and now my body's a
A ginger.
gingerbread cookie.
Yeah, I'm a gingerbread man. Look at
It's
me,
cringe.
Morty. Morty, look at me. I'm a gingerbread man. I'm a gingerbread man, Morty.
I'm Ginger Rick.
I'm Ginger Rick. Whoa, whoa, dub, dub. Let's go. Honestly, what if that happened in like a Ginger Dead Man sequel? Like Charles Band made a fourth one and just had that bit. Hey, guess what, everyone? I'm a gingerbread man. I'm Ginger Rick.
The memes would have been endless,
Yeah,
but
and then we could have just dabbed like,
alas.
ugh. But yeah, all the worst stuff is all the worst stuff really is just crammed at the beginning. Honestly, we get they commit a cardinal sin that I hate, where they just show clips of like the first couple movies. Though to be
Yep.
fair, that's only for about like 15 minutes of the movie, really,
It's
to
just
explain
for
the
like
plot.
exposition dumping to
And
be like, hey, you've missed these movies, we'll catch you up right here.
I guess to be fair, it was helpful because I barely remembered 3. So it was a little bit helpful when it got to that point. 1 and 2 it was annoying, but I was fine with 3 because 3 I think is definitely fits in kind of more forgettable territory.
Yeah.
And we got a return of our favorite Bacchus and other guy that I once again can't remember because I'm stupid. I'll just cheat. Let me look at the Evil Bong
Alistair?
listing. Not Alistair, the douche Brett. Brett, you know, the jock
Brett.
guy.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the guy who ended up getting super fat in 2, and I found that like hilarious.
Yep.
Oh, he's also
Nope.
that guy was also in the film called Candy Stripers, and that looks like garbage. I'm adding that to the watch list.
I mean, you gotta.
I gotta. But yeah, that one has like the unfunny beat joke. Oh yeah, those 2 guys that were in Evil Bong 420 that we thought was like a Silent Bob and the other guy's name.
Oh,
Like
Jay and Silent
yeah,
Bob.
Jane Silent Bob ripoffs. They're in this movie. We found their origin.
Yeah.
See, 420 is making more sense because we know where they
Mm-hmm.
originated from. And that one guy had that really fucking annoying zit that like
Mm-hmm.
infuriated me when I saw it on camera for some reason. Like it triggered like my fight or flight. I was just like, oh my god, I want to fucking like destroy that thing. It was so bright red. It was like Rudolph's nose, so bright. Could have guided Santa's sleigh that night. We also got returned your least favorite character of all time, Hambo. And he's only in there briefly for like half a second to show off the Ooga Booga statue, which was dumb, but he was only there for like 10 seconds, and he got threatened to be stabbed, and I appreciated that, because I was like,
I like the threat. I like that threat.
that guy, what is the guy? They called him Tarzan. He was a pretty good character, because he did not give a fuck about anything. He was just like, fuck this, fuck you guys, fuck you, you're fucking stupid, Larnell. I'm selling weed way better than you ever could. I'm like the coolest guy. But then he gets killed off. Which actually, in a fair respect, Evil Bong doesn't kill people in the Evil Bong movies. So the fact that we do actually get genuine murders in this is actually pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
People actually die, but that's mainly because the Gingerdead Man's doing all the killing.
Yeah, but it wasn't until like 50 minutes in I was like, finally something at least.
Yeah, he kills like the baker's assistant, and he kills the baker's assistant's boyfriend, and then he kills Tarzan Rip,
Yep, with
and that
the eye patch looking like a pirate.
yeah, and that's it. But that's 3 more murders than all the other Evil Bong movies we've seen so far. Everyone else just kind of gets like sucked into the Bong world, or get their hand bitten by like a shark bra,
Yeah, but
a brark.
a titty no. I was gonna say titty muncher, but I'm like, nah, that's not the word. That wouldn't be it.
Well, there was the
That's the other
one,
way
the
around.
lips one. There's the lips bra, so that one kind of works
Yeah,
as a titty muncher. The titty
I
shark.
would say
I
so.
couldn't think of a clever name. The hammerhead shark. No, that wouldn't work either. The megalodons. The Megalobadongas. How about that?
there,
There we go.
there.
Charles Band, call me up if you need the name for your shark bras, because I got them. The Megalobadongas.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Mwah.
Mwah. Oh, I did like they did. I thought they did a pretty decent job with having Luann and Sarah Lee doing
Oh
that
yeah.
because it's the same one, and then they both kind of interact with each other. And I was like, oh hey, that's actually kind of neat. That actually required like a level of effort. So yeah, good one, Charles Band. You did it. You did a somewhat competent scene
You did a
in
thing.
a Evil Bong Gingerdead Man sequel movie. Incredible.
Crossover.
And
Beautiful.
I mean, he definitely grew as a director at that point because in Gingerdead Man he couldn't hold the camera straight. In this one he was able to, so that's great.
Yeah, I guess.
And I guess it should note that Bong World's actually still a real place. We have yet to go to just green screen like in the 420, so they still had that going for them too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, you also get the return of King Bong.
Yeah, King
in
Bong
the
shows
Bong
up, and that was
world.
pretty cool. When I
The
saw him,
Poontang clan.
when I saw him credited, I assumed that he was just gonna. When I saw him credited, and then we see him in the flashback, I just thought that was gonna be it. But no, he makes a full-on appearance. Yeah, and the Poo-Tang Clan shows up. The gang's all here except for the ones we like.
Yeah.
Lauren Earl's grandpa's dead.
Yep,
so,
he's dead. Rip. The alien Bong wasn't there.
Well, I mean, he died.
Yeah.
Like you can argue King Bong technically died too, but you can argue he died like he was in the Bong world. You can argue he just lost his power to manifest in the real world.
Yep.
And to be fair, as while there is racism and sexism, not nearly as much as you think. Like the racism is just in one scene with the Asian couple, which is once again the same one from 420, so it's all connected. But unlike in 420 where you see it multiple times throughout the movie, it's just that like one time at the start, which is still awful, but like not as awful as it could have been.
It wasn't like it's obvious. It still irritated me and was bad, but yeah, it could have been a lot worse than what 420 did, which I think I had a more visceral reaction out of. I was like, you just did not do that, Charles.
And with the sexism, well, I mean, it's just a bunch of topless ladies.
Well, yeah, it's topless ladies because stoners need something to gawk at or go wooga.
I mean, at least they were consensual in the movie. They seem genuinely pleased to be topless for a evil killer gingerbread man cookie.
Maybe
which is like definitely one of the weirder
powers. Maybe he's got some kind of thing in him where he's like, oh, they can't.
Maybe they liked his grovelly voice or something like, oh yeah, hey baby.
Yeah, I would love that. And that mouth with those teeth, those set of teeth. Oof.
Oh, incredible.
Sex god.
I mean, it was definitely like, a way to kind of make his mouth movements fit more than just doing a puppet. So I guess that's fair. But
I think the puppet would have been nicer. I think the puppet would have made it more funny.
The puppet definitely would have been like more iconic.
Especially if you made it like a gag where like you see either like the puppeteer's hand or their, body somewhere. Because then, they'll be a little bit into it more in like a joke, kind of in a Neil Breen way, but not.
I guess we should note that, but the Gingerdead Man wants to kill Sarah Lee because that will bring him back to life, bring him back to human form for some reason. And so basically, and Lornell and Sarah Lee hit it off, and they basically have to escape into the Bong world. And that's a funny, like, dumb joke. I don't know why I found it funny because it's like the easiest thing. But when Lornell's talking to like the girl, and she's like, "Well, luckily Evie's out of life forever." He's like, "Oh yeah, definitely. No way she's coming back. Definitely gone forever now for realsies." And then he just has her just like in a closet, like in the back room.
Well, honestly, at that point, you were just kind of like, or me, I was like, he's got her hidden. Like, this is way too on the nose as to go, oh yeah, she's totally gone. Totally not like I'm hiding here in my office or anything. No.
And also, Rabbit wasn't nearly as annoying in this as I think he's in some of the other movies.
Yeah, he's actually not the worst part, which is, again, Shocking?
Oh, who was the worst
Surprising?
character? Well, it was Hambo, right? Because you hate
Yeah,
him.
Hambo.
That's a really bad prosthetic. It's just awful. But luckily, he's barely in the movie, unlike in 420. But yeah, Evie gets her power back because Rabbit smokes some weed, the Veed, and she gains her power back. And basically, Lornell and Sarah Lee escape to the Bong world to avoid the Gingerdead man, who's trying to kill Sarah Lee as stated. And I don't know, and we get into the world, and Lornell's like, "Oh, it'll twist your view of the world," and then Sarah Lee just like magically gives herself a dress. That was cute. I was like, "Oh, that's cute," and she's just like, "Oh, this is pretty nice," because because originally when she was transforming, I was like, "Oh gosh, she's gonna be naked," but no, she just gets a whole dress. So you know what? He's subverted your expectations, Cole. You
I
still.
don't.
Oh,
Yeah, I kind of sighed and I was like,
you sighed because you knew I was right.
I don't know if you'd mean just doing less of everything 420 did is better. I don't know that subverting my expectations,
I was saying
but
subverting your expectation because in the scene where she changes in the dress, you would assume she would become naked.
gotcha.
That's what I meant. Like we've already have discerned that 420 is the way worse film in comparison to this one. It's just we
Well,
can't help but
most
compare it to
definitely.
that because a lot of characters from 420 also originate from this one. So I can't help but make the
Yep.
comparisons.
Oh no, that's fair.
Also, I definitely was not expecting the fucking puppet pastries from Gingerdead Man 3 to show up in this movie.
I was actually surprised by that, and
That
now
came
they
out
were
of
like a
complete
council. They were like a council of food.
of talking food. I guess they were being restrained in that like mentally insane like pastries place because I guess they're just too evil for society because they're like actual gods that like rule a realm. Like what the fuck? Like I was so shocked. I was like, "Wait, what? What do you mean? What do you mean they're in this movie? What are you talking about? What?"
This is why I said it's like the Avengers Endgame. It just brings all the characters
I'm gonna be honest. I
together.
thought you only said that because it was just a movie between Ginger Dead Man and Evil Bong. I didn't realize you were implying that with the
Yeah,
return of these pastries.
yeah, with the pastries. Well, Hambo, our Asian couple that's just subjugated to racism and hate crimes. The Ooga Booga figure.
We do get a
Am I mi-
merch drop. We
Yeah,
get,
we do get a merch
but
drop
it's
from
only
Rabbit.
very briefly, metaphorically and literally, because it's in a briefcase.
Nice.
Yeah, very cool and very epic. I don't know. For a sequel for Evil Bong and Ginger Dead Man, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. Still not as good as the first three, but still
But still at least better than 420.
better than 420. Yes, it is definitely better than the worst film we both collectively agree is the worst thing we've ever seen for this podcast. I had something else I want to say. Ultimately, in the end, though, Lornell and Sarah Lee do escape, and the Ginger Dead Man stays in the Bong world where there's a boob wall that he's hanging out by.
A wall of tits. Yep.
Yeah.
A rack, I
Oh
guess.
yeah, and
A big rack.
I checked out the behind the scenes thing, and they literally do just make like cast forms of like women's breasts,
Of
and
course.
then that's how they made the wall. So that's how they did it.
Because, again, dudes can't pay attention to movies unless there's titties on screen.
Well, you were paying attention to the movie though when they showed up, right?
I mean, it's just there, obviously.
Yep. So it worked. Why stop doing what works? I don't know.
But, brother.
I don't know, but yeah, they escape, and then that leads us into 420, which we don't have to watch because we already seen it.
Yep, we've already seen it. We just have four more.
5.
There's another we're missing. Wait, high
There's
five.
high five,
666
666,
777
777,
888.
888 hyphen, and then there's Ouija's.
Oh, there's another.
I mean, I don't know if it's technically a part of the Evil Bong timeline, but it was part of my Evil Bong stash box collection, so it probably is.
Fuck.
So technically, we're only halfway there, man.
God
I'm just gonna let that like
damn
sink
it.
in. Yeah, it's crazy. Did you ever expect this? Like, after we did Evil Bong 1 in like episode 2, did you ever think, oh yeah, there's gonna be like 9 sequels, and we're gonna have to end up watching them
I,
all over
I
the
don't
course of
know how
years?
there's 9 sequels to this. It's insane.
I'm guessing they're just really cheap and easy to make, and like the
And
profit of
something for
making,
stoners.
and like losers like me who will just buy a box set. How upset would you have been if I just bought you like the box set of Evil Bong and sent it to you?
I'd be a little pissed, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, don't worry. I was just like, I'm not gonna
Oh,
send
thank God.
Cole a Blu-ray copy of this movie because he's probably just gonna hate it and be like angry at me.
I'll just send you some kind of threatening video of me smashing it with a hammer.
And it's just like this is you, Ninja. This is gonna be you, and like if you ever pull this shit on me again. But do you have anything else you want to say about Gingerdead Man versus Evil Bong?
Not really. Nothing too, yeah, like again, nothing too extreme in terms of shittiness, but still kind of a shit movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fourth best currently.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're on to the section of where we pick what the better movie was between the two. So, Ninjedi, I'm gonna let you start it off. And what's the favorite of the two that we watched this go around? Would you say?
Uh, hmm. I'm gonna be honest, and I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but I think Gingerdead Man versus Evil Bong was better than Zandalee. Like, you could say a lot about Gingerdead Man versus Evil Bong, but I would say I was never bored. I don't think I was, or at least I wasn't never as bored watching Gingerdead Man versus Evil Bong as I was like Zandalee. It's like really super close. I think they're like literally like right next to each other. Like if I were to put them on my ranking list,
Hmm.
they'd be like right next to each other because they're just so like equal. But I have
Okay.
to give the edge to Gingerdead Man. Nick Cage doing blackface for like 1 minute at near the end of the movie is like is just not nearly enough compared to genuinely good scene involving Sarah Lee talking about her trauma and deciding to move on for like 5 minutes.
Pretty based of her, honestly.
Yeah, pretty base. Like Sarah Lee actually having a decent performance really kind of puts her over the edge over Zandalee, where I don't think anyone really had a good performance except for Steve Buscemi, but he's only in the movie for like 2 minutes compared to Sarah Lee's majority runtime.
Okay. Because I was also gonna say eat Gingerdead Man versus Evil
Oh
Bong,
my
even though
god. This is like the
I
biggest upset in history.
yeah, I mean I rated Zandalee higher, but it's like when you see my list, it's gonna be like my lowest rated 1 star. But even though it's still higher than Gingerdead Man versus Evil Bong, I could at least say I was slightly more entertained
Cole,
with that one.
be honest with me. When you realized that Zandalee was going up against Gingerdead Man versus Evil Bong, were you thinking, well, this is just going to be a slam dunk for Zandalee?
I was gonna give it the benefit of the doubt for Nick Cage, obviously, but you know, I wasn't expecting this boring of a movie.
I know it was a really shocker. I was totally ready to like whatever Cole's gonna recommend, he's gonna win by default on this one. Because how the hell is Gingerman Man versus Evil Bonga actually gonna pull some upset here? And it actually happened, and I am like genuinely like impressed. But good job, Gingerman Man versus Evil Bong. You did what we both thought was probably impossible to do. You won an episode. Good job. Round of applause. Good job. You did it, Charles Band. You did it. You won.
Yeah, you did it.
You did it, you crazy son of a bitch. Also, I just want to quick update. I did see what is considered Charles Band's best movie, Trancers, and it was pretty good, and I would actually recommend it. Cole, now we gotta do questions.
Okay. Yep. I was about to get to that.
Oh,
You did.
sorry.
I was waiting for you to say something else about Trancers. That was
Oh,
it.
oh, you want me? Okay. Trancers is a good B movie. Just keep that in mind. Don't expect the Terminator. Uh, but it's good and I like
With
it.
Charles Band, I wasn't expecting anything higher than B movie.
Charles Band made a good movie and I would recommend it. And it's on 4K too if you want to see transfers.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Is
right.
that enough
Now
for me to
we're
say?
sure.
Okay.
Yep. And now we're on to questions. So again, if you want to leave us questions, Discord, YouTube, anywhere.
Yep. Dox
Maybe
us,
I'll
get our
maybe I'll sell
address,
my
send us
body.
a letter. But yes,
Maybe other gifts. Don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, but we got two questions, which is two more than last time. Wait a minute, no, it's not. That's double from last time. What the hell am I talking about? So, first one's from
Woo!
Robert, which technically a question we kind of answered, but not really. But we'll do it more officially now, which is what is your favorite mythical monster and slash or fearsome critter? Because last time we didn't really talk about our favorites. We kind of just talked about like, oh, the ones we have in our area. So this is kind of like more fitting in a sense.
Favorites.
Like
Oh.
actual like favorites. Like when you go like a good way to kind of to think of it, it's like if you saw like if you saw this like monster mentioned in a movie, where we go, ooh, maybe I should check that out. Honestly, I gotta put Bigfoot, really big missing link monkey creature is actually kind of cool. Like he's got that iconic footage where you see him walking through like that ravine, and that's like pretty cool. So he's definitely on there as a favorite mythical creature. Like it is a
Mm-hmm.
basic bitch answer, but like come on, it's Bigfoot. He's got big feet. What else do you need from him?
Big feet. He's a furry.
He's a big furry guy. He might go into your suburbs and go roar, roar, roar,
Rawr,
roar,
rawr,
roar, roar,
rawr.
and just like
Or he'll curse you and do something really boring.
yeah. Or maybe he'll just
Or
actually
he'll
be a
find a
mummy that you
bride.
found in a cave in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
He could
could
be
be
any
that
of these
too.
things. I think the jackalope's actually kind of cool too. Just because it's literally just a rabbit with antlers.
Well, yeah.
And
Yeah, it's all
I
right.
yeah, and I also have to give a special shout out to Crab Dogs, which is my family's personal mythical monster slash fearsome critter, for mainly nostalgia reasons.
The fuck's a crab dog?
We talked. Well, you got to rewatch the last episode because I talked about them in
Oh,
that. Remember?
right.
What about you, Cole? I have one more, but I want to have you give some as well.
Oh God, mythical creatures. Well, I mean, if we're gonna go more basic answers again, the Loch Ness monster,
Yeah, big serpent that lives in the
Big
water.
Nessie. Yep,
Iconic.
watch out. Dracula, but watch out at nighttime because he might suck you dry.
Sexually?
Maybe
Maybe
sexually.
I
I
should
don't
go
know.
out tonight
I
then.
don't know what your fetish is.
Oh. Then again, he probably. What if he uses fangs and he just like bites down like on the side of your dick and like sucks it dry that way? Ugh.
Ugh.
Never mind. I'm staying indoors tonight.
Yeah, maybe a better idea.
Yeah.
um, where is a Bigfoot?
Well, if you want to copy my answer, go ahead. Don't feel like you can't steal from me.
No, no, no. I want to think of like one other one, but I can't.
You could just do the hodag again.
I mean, yeah, Hodag. I mean, this one's more specific to a franchise, but I'm gonna say it because I love these movies. Well, the first three, I should say. The Deadites from Evil Dead. I think I'm kind of cheating on that because it's like because they're kind of creatures that are based on the Book of the Damned from the movie. But I think it kind of works where people get possessed by these demonic beings and they take over your body and they also make it super goofy and fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess one other one the Nightcrawler, which I briefly mentioned, and it's just these like
Hmm.
leg things that just like walk around. It's pretty cool. Here, I'll send you a video of a Nightcrawler once I can find it. I don't know. They're just goofy little leg guys, and they just walk around. They just walk.
Goofy little like guys.
Yeah, once you see the video, you'll get it.
Oh, yeah. Very interesting.
Yep. They're just funny little leg guys just walking around on two legs. Love them. They're great. But yep. Next question we have comes from Mattias, which is, what are some lost media that interest you, i.e., lost media that you hope will be found?
I've never personally been one of those people who's been interested in lost media for the most part, so
It's definitely like interesting. Like there's
oh
like a
yeah.
video of all lost media that was found in 20 and that stuff's like
Mm-hmm.
cool. I'm glad that like media that people like seen once and like disappear like gets recovered and like gets brought to light, and I think that's cool. Even if it's just something stupid or pointless. Like I said, I think I posted the I think it's like the Joey video. I don't remember the YouTuber's name, but like he had his whole video, and I haven't seen some of it, but it's like mainly just like, oh, here's this like commercial, or like here's this like random TV show pilot, and then he's just like, here's some World War II footage that has never been seen before until now because it was discovered this year. And it's like, what? Oh, and now we're back to a random funny commercial.
Fun.
Yeah, but I do think it's really cool that like lost media is just like anything. The thing is, I don't think there's really any like real lost media that like comes to mind. It's like, oh, there's like this thing that exists that apparently exists and like no one knows of it. I mean, I guess the closest thing I could think of is, for a while I remember watching an episode of SpongeBob where Squidward tries to sneak in a Krusty Krab, and when he opens the door, a bucket
Yep.
of water falls down. He's like, "Oh, that's our security, a bucket of water." And he goes, "Wait a minute, this isn't water. It's
Water. It's gas.
gasoline." And then the mannequin drop sits on a fire, and then it happens again a few seconds later. And then I never saw in any other episodes past that. In the episode past that, I thought it was really weird. But that's just a deleted scene that they like removed.
Interesting.
Because I don't know, I guess they were afraid that we were gonna just start throwing gasoline everywhere and setting things on fire because they did it in
Yeah.
SpongeBob.
Yeah, the show told me to.
Yeah, I don't really know much in terms of like overall missing media. Because like I feel like nowadays, if you see something and gets gone, it usually very quickly will just end up like getting re-uploaded somewhere else, somewhere that you can just see it. I guess the closest thing is just like sometimes there's like some people will publish like stories on the internet, and then they'll just get like deleted, and then it's like you never see them again, and you're just like, oh man, I wish there was like a way for it to come back. But I think those are usually like a lot harder because they're much less likely to get like archived in any way, because the only people who are gonna read it is like the 10 people that were interested in that story, and they probably didn't save it or anything.
Yeah. I mean, there is a lost movie that looks interesting. It was I guess I could say two. Alejandro Jodorowsky's Dune.
Yeah, they made a whole documentary about that.
Like the whole, like if they ever release the full movie of that, and Stanley Kubrick's Napoleon, because he was supposed to do a Napoleon movie, but that never came to fruition.
But that isn't really lost media, though, because they never actually got to make it.
Yeah, I know. I'm a little cheating there.
Yeah. Actually, there is one thing that we might never get to see the light of day. The Batgirl movie, or the Batwoman movie that got completely made, and then they're just like, we're not releasing it.
Axe right off.
Yeah, there was like another film. There was like a Wile E. Coyote movie they made
versus Acme, and then we bullied them into actually selling it to somebody to post it, to show it.
Oh so is it out there? Can we actually watch that?
I don't think yet, no.
Oh, well, hopefully we do. Apparently we're never going to see the Batwoman movie, which is a shame. Cuz I think that's stupid. I guess before it got like such a hard push, I would say the Zack Snyder version of Justice League. Like, I'll say this, even if it sucked, I'm glad we actually got that version, did actually get a release, and we aren't just left with like the Joss Whedon cut of it. Like, we get one that's true to Zack Snyder's vision, even if it's not really that good.
Well, it's technically still, both of them are technically Zack Snyder's movies. They just wanted Joss Whedon to make revisions while Zack, left the project for personal reasons.
Yeah, but apparently in an interview, like, Zack Snyder said that he wasn't going to watch the Joss Whedon cut because apparently only half of it was in it. And then apparently a cinematographer said there's only like 50% of the movie stuff that they shot is in the movie, and everything else is Joss Whedon's. But this is definitely more of a Joss Whedon movie than it is like a Zack Snyder movie. But I'm glad we got the full Snyder version, even if it's not that good. It's still better than the Joss Whedon version.
Well, yeah, again, that's not even saying much, so.
Yeah. But where were all these Snyder fans when we're never gonna get the Batwoman movie? Where was that support? You bunch of jerks.
Very suspicious.
I don't know. Anything else? You got any more answers to the
Uh,
question?
Not really.
Damn. F.
F in the chats.
Big F in the chats. That's all the questions we had. So yeah, wrap this up for us, Cole.
All right, now on to the home stretch and getting to recommend the next set of films. So obviously, Ninjedi, you did the modern pick. So
Yeah.
what is your retro pick for the next episode?
All right. Well, we just did a romantic thriller movie, but considering that next which is February, which is the month of love, it's
The
only
month of
fitting,
sex.
yeah, with all the segs, it's only fitting that we do a romance movie as well. And so we're gonna see return of one of our more iconic duos of the Nefarious Reels lore. We're gonna do 1981's Tarzan the Ape Man with directed by
Bo
John
Derek.
Derek and starring directed by John Derek and starring Bo Derek. Yep.
Yay.
I know you considered recommending it way back on episode 69, but I
Right,
mean
yeah.
recommendation 69, but I'm going to bring it back now.
Okay. Yay, more softcore porn for the
Woo,
podcast.
yeah, you can never have
Very
enough.
on par. Yeah, we can never have enough. Yeah. So my pick, I just reminded myself of this movie like literally on the weekend, and I was watching the one of YMS's videos about it. And then I was like, oh fuck, the re-release was in August, and I forgot to do it that time around. And then I thought, oh, I got my 4K in of the restoration of the OG, so we are gonna be doing Old Boy 2013,
Oh
Spike Lee's
wow.
reinterpretation, and this gives me an excuse for you to finally see Old Boy,
I
the
was not
OG too.
expecting that. I thought you would never want to watch that
Yep,
movie ever again.
I wanted to do it just for the excuse of shitting on it.
You made the ultimate sacrifice because
Yep.
I have to buy the 4K now. Here, I'll buy the Old Boy Deluxe Ultra 4K Limited Edition for $75.
Shit. We're talking the OG. We're talking about the Park Chan Wook one, right?
Oh no, this is the remake.
The
Clearly,
reinterpretation.
the
Yes.
reinterpretation.
Yeah, that's how Spike said it. It's a reinterpretation.
But yeah, wrap it up, Cole.
Yeah, so if you don't want to be spoiled for Tarzan the Ape Man or Spike Lee's Old Boy, watch them before the next episode and, maybe also ask us some questions, so we're not just making up stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all have a good day and a happy Morbius.
Happy Morbius, happy Zandalee, happy full moon
Happy Gingerdead
verse,
Man. Happy Evil Bong.
happy Larnell, and happy Sarah Lee.
Happy Sarah Lee. Goodbye, everybody. Bye bye.
Goodbye.